Hey now, good morning. Happy Thursday, PASW South clients. We have our friends joining us. We're going to re-look at a film, a classic film. Since we didn't have a new assignment Monday, we're going to re-look at the film today and then your film scoring results from a few years ago. And we'll see the growth that you guys have done. So let's take and re-look at the classic film, Ben-Hur. So before we get into the assignment, let's just talk about the history of Ben-Hur, and it's considered one of the greatest films ever made, 1959. And just to give its context, when I said 1959, remember what else came out in 1959? Something completely unrelated, Miles Davis's album Kind of Blue. So how do those even relate? So they're shooting this movie in Italy. Miles is recording his most famous album in New York. Same year, and it just, what's so funny? It goes to show you just how people are doing completely different things in different parts of the world at the same time. And that's really cool because that year just stuck out to me because we were talking about Oliver Nelson's Blues and the Abstract Truth and how he was influenced by Miles Davis album. So just trying to make worldly connections is right now as we speak, somebody's doing something probably entirely, well, for sure entirely different than what we're doing right now. There's no way somebody could be right now doing exactly what we're doing at this moment. I don't think so. I mean, yeah. Okay, so chariot race scene it happens kind of at the end of the movie. It's a really long movie. But it's the most exciting scene. So Ben-Hur, epic historical drama directed by William Wyler and starring the great Charlton Heston, and he was also Moses a few years earlier in Ten Commandments. John Pace's his favorite movie. And this Ben-Hur won 11 Academy Awards, including Best Score. And the composer is somebody that really deserves a lot of recognition, and somebody that I thought about doing a class on, and perhaps who will. The composer is Miklos Rozsa. Miklos Rozsa was born in Budapest in 1907, and he, we wouldn't have had John Williams and Danny Elfman and some of the other composers without Miklos Rozsa. His scores for Hollywood were just unbelievable, and I think, and his writing as a composer, as a symphonic composer, I mean, he was a true genius. I know his granddaughter, and she would tell me a lot of stories about him, and just a disciplined, brilliant composer, classically trained, knew the orchestra, conducted, did every aspect of the score. And this score for Ben-Hur is the longest film score ever composed. I mean, probably still. I should look up the recent record, but I think it's still the longest. I mean, and then when you watch the movie, and I was looking at it last night, almost everything has, every scene has music going through it, and except, it's funny, the most famous scene. So that chariot scene that we saw in the opening of it, I didn't do anything with the sound. So I thought that was pretty cool. Why would he score everything but the most important iconic scene? I think it was so effective it makes you pay attention to the action and the drama between the characters, because they're basically, as you can see, they're kind of, they grew up together, but they're rivals when they're adults. And it's a 9-minute scene, so we're only gonna do the 1 minute of it. But I think that was really brilliant of Miklos Rozsa to decide, and I don't know if that was his decision, the directors. I mean, probably both. But it's cool that that's it. It almost makes the because there's music obviously all around it that leads up to it, and the soundtrack is very. It's all brass instruments, and not all, but it's mostly drenched in horns and everything. So yeah, this was a 100-piece symphony orchestra, and Rozsa conducted this over 3 days, and yeah, it's the longest ever composed for a film. Really great score. So we're gonna try to score the chariot scene. So we're gonna put music to something that didn't have music originally, on purpose, obviously. But yeah, this movie's really iconic. I mean, it's like, I was reading about the 9-minute chariot scene. I mean, it took a year. The chariot race took almost a year to complete, and it took 5 weeks to film, and it took $1 million just for this. And it looks like it. It looks. I mean, it's amazing that there's no effects or anything on it. There was a rumor that somebody died in it, but that's not true. There was just a stuntman that got hurt. But the original one in 1925, I believe somebody did die in that chariot race, but I don't even know if that's around anymore. But yeah, nobody was. Well, they were probably injured, but not. Nobody was deceased after this during it. So let's think about what could be possible sounds. Last, we looked at Chariots of Fire, and then we looked at Melancholia last week, and it's good to just think of options. Use one, play around with what sometimes the first choice is, as we've learned, is sometimes the best choice. So if there's something when you're watching it and you think of, oh, that reminds me of this, many times that's the best option. Not always. I mean, sometimes you get that, and we all get that thought of, oh, it should be this. And then you think, well, should it be this? And then, of course, after this, I'll post just the scene so you can watch it 1,000 times, 2 times, a few times. I mean, it all depends. Everyone writes differently and chooses differently. But we need a deadline, right? So midnight by Wednesday, so just before Thursday morning, and I'll include you guys as film composers and give you guys credit, because this is not easy. But I think that I know we can do it. I know that we can do it. So let's see what music we can come up with. I think I have something in mind, but I don't know. I was thinking about it all yesterday because it's not easy. So I was just like, if it's too hard for me, maybe I'll just choose something else. But I was like, no, we should stick with this because it's really exciting and fun, and I know we're going to get different results and different, and of course there's no right or wrong answers. It's just stuff for us to analyze and good problem solving. So, all right, I'll post it afterwards, and have a good week planned out for you guys. A lot of fun material, and then we'll see the results for this on this Friday. So thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. I want more people participating. I love who we have, but I want more people to I want more involvement. Come on, give me more work to do. I want to see more. I'd love to see more participation in this, because it's really fun, and everybody has their own unique version and vision for this. So even people not enrolled in the class are welcome to try it, and just send it to me, email it to me, or post it below the link. Say, I'll do the digging, and I'll score it. I'll embed the music in the video. Just give me ideas so we can talk about it on Friday. So that score by Miklos Rozsa is just a classic. And so tomorrow we'll relook at your results from 3 years ago or something like that, and we'll see the choices that you guys have come up with. And the amount of growth you guys have done in the last few years. It's so great kind of going back and then looking at, the transformations and the growth and stuff. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll see film score and results for this class, for Ben-Hur. So have a great rest of the day and see you tomorrow. Bye.